Hi, BareFootTuna here. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to explain to you how the game decides if a villager is going to ask to move, and if so, which villager is going to ask to move. By this, I mean I'm going to explain the mathematical equation of how it all works. This information was discovered by a data miner. Those are the people that look into the game's code and find out useful bits of information, and are then nice enough to share it with the rest of us. The information I'm going to cover in this video was discovered by someone with the username Ninji. This is Ninji's Twitter. I'll link it in the description. So yeah, click on Ninji's Twitter, go leave him some likes, some comments, some retweets, some follows. Share the love with Ninji. Let him know you appreciate his work and that you're thankful that he decided to share it with the rest of us. Okay, so let's start this breakdown. Let's get to it. The first thing is, in order for anyone to consider moving out, you need to have at least 6 villagers living on the island. Now, on any given day, the percent chance of somebody asking to move out is determined by the following mathematical formula. V times 5 plus C, where V is the number of villagers you have and C is the number of days since the last time you told somebody to stay or leave. Let me repeat that one. C is the number of days that have passed since somebody asked you about moving and you answered the question with a yes or no. Now, let's calculate the worst and best case percentages. The minimum value of V is 6, because you need a minimum of 6 villagers for anyone to consider moving. The max value for V is 10, because 10 is the max number of villagers that can live on the island. For C, the value will go from 0 to 30. 30 is the max. Anything after 30 will not matter. So using these numbers, let's calculate the worst and best percentages on any given day. And here they are. So with 6 villagers, it will be 6 times 5 plus 0, which equals a 30% chance. Or 6 times 5 plus 30, which equals a 60% chance. Now with 10 villagers, the percentages will be 10 times 5 plus 0, which equals a 50% chance, or 10 times 5 plus 30, which equals an 80% chance. So with all the numbers, the worst case percentage is 30, and the best case is 80%. Got it? Good. Moving on. So that's the base formula, but along with it, there are a couple conditions that factor into play. The first condition is there is a 5-day cooldown after you tell somebody to stay or leave. Meaning, if somebody asks you about moving and you answer yes or no, then for the next 5 days, nobody else will ask you about moving. Condition number 2. After somebody moves out, there is a 15-day cooldown period where no one else will ask to move out. Understood? Let me repeat that. After somebody moves out, there is a 15-day period where no one else will ask to move out. To clarify, the 15-day cooldown only happens when a villager moves out. If they stay, it is not 15 days. It will only be 5 days. You understand everything? I hope so. That is the base formula of how the game determines if someone is going to ask about moving on a given day. Now let me explain the formula the game uses to determine who. Who is going to ask to move out? Each villager's chance is based on friendship. Now, friendship has its own calculations and formulas. I'm not going to explain those in detail in this video. That will be a separate video. For the purposes of this video, all you need to know is that friendship ranges from 0 to 255. And when a villager first moves into the island, their starting friendship is at 25. Now, the formula to calculate their chances of being the one to ask to move is the following. 300 minus A divided by 10 minus R, where A is the average friendship the villager has with all the human residents. So if you have multiple characters, it's all going to come into play. And R is the amount of residents that have a friendship greater than 200 with that villager. So let's calculate some examples. Example number 1. For an entirely fresh new villager, the formula would be the following. Remember that friendship starts at 25. So the value of A will be 25. The value of R is going to be 0, since none of the friendships are greater than 200. So for a fresh new villager, the formula is 300 minus 25 divided by 10 plus 0, which equals 27.5. Got it? Example number 2. Let's say you have one human resident and the friendship with a specific villager is, let's say, 210. So A is 210, and since the friendship is greater than 200, R has a value of 1. So this calculation would be 300 minus 210, which equals 90, divided by 10, which equals 9, minus 1, for a total calculation of 8. Now, these numbers are not percentages. According to Ninja, these are not percentages. Supposedly, what the game does is it generates a random number, and the villager whose chance is closest to the randomly generated number is the one that is chosen. Got it? I hope this makes sense. If not, go back and rewatch it. Oh my Gulliver, mathematical mumbo jumbo overload, right? I get it. But hopefully you understand so far. So on top of all this, there are reasons why a villager will be excluded from being the one chosen. Those reasons are the following. Reason number 1, if the game chose them the last time and you told them to stay, meaning the game will not pick them 2 times in a row. Reason number 2, if their house is being relocated. Reason number 3, if they are the most recent villager to move into the island. This one needs a little bit of testing. There are people reporting that that's not always the case. Sometimes the most recent villager does ask to move, but just keep that in mind. Reason number 4, if it's around the time of their birthday. This one also needs some more testing and confirmation. Initially, Ninja said if their birthday was in the past 7 days, they will not ask to move. Now he's kind of thinking maybe it's in the future 7 days. Either way, something else to keep in mind. If it's around the time of their birthday, it comes into play. So, to wrap all this information up, oh my, there you go, Gulliver. That was a lot of information. I hope it made sense. If it didn't, go back, rewatch the video, or go to Ninja's Twitter, it's in the description, read what he had to say. There's people leaving comments and questions on there too. You can leave comments on this video. I will try my best to answer your questions. So why is all this information important? That is because once you understand how this works, you will see that at the end of the day, who is chosen to move out is still random, even though friendship does play a factor into it. But if you understand how this all works, you can try to target a specific villager and get them to move out. So I will do that in the next video. I will target a specific villager and get them to move out. For now, let's wrap this video up. If this video was helpful, I would appreciate a like, a comment, a subscribe. Join my Discord, follow me on Twitch to be part of all my adventures and whatever, you know. Tell your friends, tell your grandma. I'm pretty sure she wants to kick a few villagers out. But anyways, thank you for watching. BareFootTuna signing out.